Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? I hear some very good murmurs, hopefully some satisfied murmurs. You enjoyed the hors d'oeuvres that we had arranged out? Ah, good. I'm glad. Thank you so much. Well, welcome to the historic Mission Playhouse. We love using the lobby for these presentations because it is such a spectacular space, and we are proud and pleased to have you here for the Mayor's annual State of the City address. I'm Steve Preston, the City Manager. This is my 18th year with the city and will be my last opportunity to open this presentation, as I'll be retiring in January. But my reason for telling you that is that there is probably one person who has been pretty consistently with me for my entire time here in capacities as the Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce, as a leading business person, and as a council member and mayor of this city, and it's Mayor Juli Costanzo. So I'd like to take a moment and introduce Julie to you. I know you all know Julie, but we're going to try and do it right and give a proper introduction to her here. Longtime civic leader Juli Costanzo has lived in San Gabriel since 1965, raising her entire family here. And her entire family is here, folks. Where are you? Wave your hands so everybody can. There they are. Let's have a round of applause for Julie's family. A small business owner with substantial experience in food service and retail enterprises, Julie served for 5 years as the executive director of the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce during a period of significant change in San Gabriel's business community. During her time on the council, she's been a consistent supporter of the needs of small business and has helped oversee the recent re-envisioning of the city's print publications to better serve its residents. Mrs. Costanzo is currently serving her 4th term as San Gabriel's mayor, advocating for economic development and improved communication with residents and stakeholders. Did I hear applause start to break out there? I think that deserves some applause. During her years in San Gabriel, she's been active in the Community Coordinating Council, the Chamber of Commerce Women's Foundation, or actually what used to be the Women's Division and is now the Women's Foundation of San Gabriel, the Neighborhood Watch Program, the West San Gabriel Valley YMCA, ASO Region 40, and the Mission District Partnership. She served on the Parks and Recreation Commission, the Mission Elementary School Board, the Lunar New Year Parade Committee, the Mission District Mercado, the Family Festival, Farmers Market, Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, and as a trustee of the San Gabriel Historical Association. She's also been involved with the San Gabriel Unified School District's Wellness Committee and has been involved in a host of school and church activities. I have to tell you that in the role of city manager, there is nothing better than going out with a final year with my friend and mentor, the mayor of the city of San Gabriel, here to present the State of the City address, Mayor Juli Costanzo.
I'm going to cry before I even get started. That was beautiful. Thank you. Steve, you're one amazing city manager. Good morning, all. Thank you for joining us this year for the State of the City address at this historic Mission Playhouse. As Steve mentioned, I'm Juli Costanzo, Mayor of the City of San Gabriel, and with me are my members of City Council here today. I want to thank them for joining me. All that we've accomplished in this presentation can be attributed to a city council that works together for the betterment of the community. I'm pleased to introduce those council members who I just mentioned have joined me here today. We have Council Member Chinho Liao, Council Member Denise Menchaca. Denise is our newest member, has jumped right into filling the shoes of a great council member, and Council Member Jason Poo. And we do have several dignitaries that I certainly don't want to forget, starting with our Planning Commissioner, Ana Mamdaporkor, and I probably butchered it, but I apologize. Don't see him. Community Services Commissioner, Bronwyn Velasquez. Bronwyn, are you here? And Community Services Commissioner, Teofilo Cardenas. Okay, starting off the list good. Thank you, everybody else, for showing up. San Gabriel Unified School District Superintendent John Papalardo. I did see you. Hi, John. La Casa del San Gabriel Community Center Executive Director Lisa Gutierrez Correa. Lisa and I both had a busy morning. We opened up the new grocery warehouse along with the council members and several other community members. YMCA of the West San Gabriel Valley Executive Director Valerie Gomez. Executive Director of the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce, Sandy Roscoe. San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce Board Member, Joe Concialdi. San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce Board Member, Women's Foundation President, and Athens Services Municipal Sales Manager, Mary McKenrick. Director of Analysis and Franchise Development, Christian Warner, who I just met this morning. Also with Athens. Ambassador to the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce, Tony Gutierrez. I said Tony earlier. Field Representative Elizabeth Andelon from the Office of Congresswoman Judy Chu. Field Representative Christina Correa from the Office of Assemblymember Ed Chow. Is there any relation? Cousins? No? And District Director Daisy Ma from the Office of Assemblymember Ed Chow, and I believe she had to leave. So. And Steve had mentioned before, these are my strengths, my loves, Nicole, Mark, and Gianna. Thank you. Everybody says, how do you do it all? There's two people, that's how I do it. Every progressive organization is dependent on the skills of a highly trained staff, and we have a great team to advise us and to carry out the council's direction. You all just met City Manager Stephen A. Preston. Chief City Clerk Gloria Moyeda could not be here with us today, but her representative representing City Clerk's Office, Marilyn Bonus. Finance Director Tom Marsden. Community Services Director, Rebecca Perez. Community Development Director, Armine Shaparian. And our Public Works Director, City Engineer Darren Greeley was called also away this morning, but he is, oh yeah, Darren. There is a God, and but he was going to be represented by John Gonzalez, who I know I saw earlier this morning. John. Mission Playhouse Director Anna Cross. Fire Chief Derek Doler. And our Police Chief Eugene Harris. Well, I guess if we took a popularity poll, you just won. And finally, but not least, our City Prosecutor Colin O'Neill, representing our City Attorney's, the new firm. Welcome, Colin. I just did. Thank you, though. Today, I'd like to talk about some of the major accomplishments the city has made over the past year. But before we begin, if you have any questions, please wait till the end of the presentation, as we will have a question and answer time. Before we begin, let's start by outlining our mission statement. The City of San Gabriel will be a premier city in the region. Building on its rich history, San Gabriel will stand out as a vibrant, inclusive, and inviting place to live, work, shop, and play. This mission statement has served as a guide for the city for the last several years, and it's what helps us prioritize our goals. The way that we help reinforce our mission statement is through our strategic plan, which outlines 5 major tentpoles that serve the city as guiding principles. These strategic initiatives include building and improving the city's infrastructure, generating a business-friendly environment, and by doing that, it generates economic development, engaging with the community in a manner that fosters civic pride, making service excellence a key goal of the San Gabriel experience. And one of those tentpoles is also developing resources by identifying new sources of funding, innovation, and efficiency. Now, as our current strategic plan period comes to a close, we'll be visiting the plan to establish some updated goals and programs for the future. For now, let's take a look at what we've accomplished. Let's begin first with the first goal, which is to build and improve the city's infrastructure. Infrastructure has been a big focus for our city over the last several years, and over the past year, we've made significant strides in 5 different categories. Let's start with street rehabilitation and preservation. So far, we've reconstructed or resurfaced 7.5 miles of roadway, which is the most miles completed in any year in recent history. This is an important development, and it addresses one of the residents' biggest concerns about the city's infrastructure. Some notable projects include the reconstruction of Del Mar and Mission Road, but we've also made great progress on several other major roadways in the city that you can see as you drive around the community. These include the Ace Hall routes along San Gabriel Boulevard in addition to Mission Road. The city has also completed 2 of the 3 phases of the Del Mar Avenue Rehabilitation Project, with the final phase coming in early 2018. This past year, we also opened the San Gabriel Trench, a $312.8 million project that will reduce train traffic and improve safety across 4 busy intersections in the city. Trains have been relocated to the trench, which will reduce congestion for nearly 90,000 motorists, and construction crews are now working on finalizing construction on 4 major bridges. Once the bridges are complete, crews will begin working on landscaping around the trench in early 2018. Of course, the locomotive horn that has become a familiar noise for residents will also disappear. It makes me sad. Once construction is completed. This was a huge undertaking, and I'd like to thank ACE and the Public Works for overseeing this project. This project will eliminate an estimated 1,700 hours of vehicle delays each day that occurred at the 4 crossings. The busiest, which is San Gabriel Boulevard, with more than 35,000 vehicles per day. Parks are also an instrumental part of the community, and we're in the process of building Marshall Park, the community's first new park in over 2 decades, and the first joint use agreement that we've had with Garvey School District. Located on Marshall Street and Jackson Avenue, Marshall Community Park will feature a new playground equipment, a lighted sports field, a basketball court, picnic shelters, exercise equipment, and more. It's going to be a great addition to the neighborhood. I'd like to thank Community Services and Public Works for their hard work in getting this done. As you can see by this photo, this park will truly enhance the local neighborhood. Everybody needs a McDonald's Coke. Building on Marshall Community Park, we've also added Coolidge and Washington Elementary Schools to our joint use agreement program. This ensures that certain school sites are available for our residents outside of school park hours. Our goal is to increase the number of neighborhood amenities, and this partnership between the city and the San Gabriel Unified School District opens the possibility of additional grant opportunities. For now, residents may visit Coolidge and Washington Elementary on weekends as the pilot park program moves forward. We'll also be adding several amenities to Vincent Lugo Park, including new fitness equipment and much-needed picnic shelters later this year. This is in addition to the Parks and Open Space Master Plan, which is a holistic framework that will allow the city to map out future projects and develop new funding sources. I am also very pleased to announce that after almost 2 decades of planning work on the new police facility is now underway. Construction crews have already begun demolishing the old Public Works yard, and construction of the new facility will begin in 2018. Once open, the new station will feature 35,000 square feet of space. To give you a reference, the current facility only features 11,000, so we're almost tripling it. This is a huge endeavor, and I'd like to thank everyone at Police, Public Works, and Finance for getting this accomplished. As you can see by the video, this is an exciting first step to the new police facility. So what we'll be doing is building the facility where the old Public Works is behind the current police station, and then the old police station will be torn down, and that will be the landscape parking area in front. Here's another look at the facility. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Chief, are you excited? Finally, to improve everyone's commute and safety, we've implemented intersection improvements at San Gabriel Boulevard and Mission Road, including new turn lanes and signal lights. In addition, we've also synchronized the traffic lights along San Gabriel Boulevard with the help of the Los Angeles County Public Works Department, reducing travel delays for commuters along this busy road. These improvements, along with our street rehabilitation program, have been instrumental at improving the city's roadways. Moving now back to the strategic plan, we're now going to focus on our second goal, which is to improve the city's economic development. Business is a crucial element for the city's development, and we've made some progress with our economic outreach to ensure continued growth moving forward. To give you an idea of how effective this outreach has been, we're going to outline some notable projects currently underway along with 5 new businesses. First, let's begin with economic outreach. Outreach is an important component of any economic development plan, and just this year, we've debuted a new economic development website along with a business guide in English and translations in Chinese, Spanish, and Vietnamese. This, of course, also acts as a supplement to our new marketing brochure and updated economic development marketing folder for those who are looking to expand or develop their businesses in the city. We've also been an active participant in the San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce and the San Gabriel Economic Partnership, and we've even expanded our role in the International Council of Shopping Centers with a larger presence. I believe this year, Denise, you went, Chinho, and Jason, with our staff, so we have amazing presence at this conference. This presence allowed us to garner the attention of several major chains and retailers, and we're excited for what the future holds. In the meantime, we're excited to welcome 5 new businesses to the San Gabriel family, including Nomad Ice Pops, Ogopogo Brewing, Ice Forest Rolled Ice Cream, Bonchon Fried Chicken, and Jones Bicycles. While Ogopogo, Bonchon, and Jones Bicycles are still under development, Nomad Ice Pops and Ice Forest Rolled Ice Cream are now open for business. Has anybody had any of those? Delicious, aren't they? Here's a look at 2 of the pops from Nomad, Strawberry Mint and Coconut Pineapple. In addition, we're also excited to announce several major projects underway, including the Las Tunas Regency, which will include a restaurant, live, work, and residential space in the project that is expected to be completed in the fall of 2017. In addition, the 288-room 4-star Sheraton Los Angeles San Gabriel will also open later this winter, early January, as the latest development to the Valley Boulevard. For fans of Starbucks, the Sheraton will include a Starbucks location, a first for San Gabriel. We also have several projects currently under development, including the Hyatt Place Hotel, the One, which is a new mixed-use space, the Mission View Plaza, and the San Gabriel Medical Office Building. We're very excited to see these projects move forward. Not only do they serve as an important source of funding for infrastructure improvements and vital safety services, but they also elevate the city into a destination that residents can be proud of. Here's a rendition of the Sheraton's lobby. Looks quite impressive. We are very excited to see these projects moving forward, and San Gabriel's economic development looks very bright. Thanks, Armene. Kudos to the city's economic development team for all their efforts in moving these projects along. You can learn more about economic development by picking up their marketing materials on the table. Now moving back to the strategic plan. I want to focus on engaging with the community. Engagement has always been a key component for our strategic plan, and it's our goal to foster civic pride and ownership among our residents. We want to make our city an inviting place to live, work, and shop. We do this by offering unique events and experiences that explore and embrace the rich history, arts, and culture of the community. This includes special events, the Mission Playhouse's Engage program, fun sports and activities, and important ordinances that make residents proud of their community. Of course, engagement also means making the city and its services accessible to the community, and this year, we've tried to foster even greater civic engagement with our residents. We'll explore some of these civic achievements in a bit, but for now, let's focus on some of the new special events offered this year. This year, the city held several special events, including our popular Dumpling and Beer Fest, and I tasted 26 dumplings. Our Lunar New Year celebration, which Jason spearheads each year. Cinco de Mayo, which I believe Denise spearheaded too. Fall Fun Festival, and Surf's Up San Gabriel, along with our Summer Night series at the park, which ran several free concerts and movies throughout the summer. We also continued our annual turkey trot that's coming up shortly, our holiday tree lighting, and Walk to Los Angeles event, all of which saw great turnout by the community. Feedback has been great from the residents, and we're always looking at ways to expand our roster. In partnership with About Productions, the Playhouse also expanded its Engage program by presenting 2 films, an exhibition featuring mission play artifacts and costumes, and 6 performances of a show that embraced the Mission Playhouse as a historical building, which earned a special mention in the Los Angeles Times. This 3-week series was part of a program known as the Latin Wave, exploring myth, illusion, and cultural appropriation. In addition, the Playhouse also offered several summer jam concerts and several concerts that focused extensively on culture. Of course, we also continued our popular Silent Sundays program, which showcases silent films in the Playhouse featuring the mighty Wurlitzer organ. With sports and activities, we've added several new senior activities, most notably pickleball, which has been a huge hit, along with several new recreation classes that cater to the whole family. We encourage you to visit Community Services website to learn how you can participate. James Laura, a member of our Community Services, our pickleball champion, right, James? Everybody to get out and learn how to play pickleball. Finally, we also wanted to address the importance of civic engagement this year to foster even more civic pride. San Gabriel residents are incredibly proud of the city's history, and our community development department has worked tirelessly to draft one of the most progressive historic preservation and cultural ordinances in the region. I am proud to say that the finished project put the city, quote, at the forefront of preservation in the Los Angeles County, according to the LA Conservancy. We are very proud of that and the hard work of all of our staff. In addition, we've also been hard at work at addressing resident concerns about mansionization with a new ordinance that will help neighborhoods maintain their unique character. With both of these documents, our goal was to grow our community with new projects and developments that respected the history of the city. In close consultation with residents and community leaders, San Gabriel will maintain its historic character, for years to come with developments and projects that enhance the city. A huge thank you to our community development staff and participating residents who provided valuable feedback to our team for making this possible. With that in mind, let's focus on the fourth item on the strategic plan, customer service. That's what I do best. Service is a crucial element in our strategic plan. When residents interact with the city, we want to provide them with the best possible service. First, we wanted to improve our quality of service by conducting a professional outreach survey to understand how the residents really feel about the city. Overall, we're happy to say that the residents generally think that our city is a great place to live with great fire and emergency medical services. Many were also happy with the city's community events. However, we also have room for improvement. Many residents made street repair their highest priority, along with the repair and maintenance of the city's sewer system. This is incredibly valuable feedback from our residents, and we've been hard at work at addressing these concerns. In addition, we're happy to announce that staff from Community Development has been hard at work perfecting a new digital record system and an application system. When it debuts to the public, residents, contractors, and property owners will be able to perform work at home instead of visiting City Hall. Contractors can track their applications online, and residents can view and obtain information from home. This will be a huge time saver for everyone involved, and I'd like to thank Community Development for pushing this along. I am pleased to announce that 19-year San Gabriel Fire Department veteran Derek Joler returned to San Gabriel earlier this year to become the city's new fire chief. Under his tenure, the department has promoted 3 division chiefs and captains and has jump-started a new arson team that has deepened the ability of the department to perform investigations in-house. This means that residents will have a more skilled and resourceful fire department than they've ever had before. Since the team started, they've investigated 30 fires with 2 arrests, 1 pending prosecution, and 1 prosecuted suspect. With police, I'm also happy to say that they've introduced 2 new programs focusing on schools. First, every officer in the department is now a school resource officer. And second, a new team has been created to tackle school-related problems. In addition, the police department has also focused its efforts on improving mental health. With the help of the Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health, the department now has a part-time mental health clinician who assists a trained officer to help community members who suffer from chronic mental health issues. These programs are important to ensuring that the city embarks on a comprehensive policing approach. And though these programs are relatively new, we're hoping to study their long-term impacts on the community. Now, taking a look back to the strategic plan, I'd like to talk about our final goal, which is to develop resources. We want to ensure that we spend our residents' tax dollars wisely and prudently, and we've done that by carefully allocating funds and seeking grants that help supplement our programs. But before we talk about grants, let's talk about the city's budget. Yay, Tom. This year, our total proposed revenue will be $55.4 million, with total expenditures of $54.8 million. Of that, $47.9 million is dedicated to the city's operating budget. The rest, approximately $6.8 million, is dedicated to capital improvement projects. In terms of the city's total operating budget, the 2017-18 fiscal year is estimated to be $54 million compared to last year's budget of $56 million. This 3% budget decrease is due to a decrease of grant-funded projects. Here's a quick breakdown of expenditures for each department within the city. And you may also pick up a budget and brief brochure at the tables for more detailed information. Of these expenditures, $6.8 million is dedicated to capital improvement projects, which are aimed at improving the infrastructure of the city, with $3.5 million dedicated to streets and $1.4 million dedicated to sewers. When it comes to grants, the Mission Playhouse received $15,000 from the National Endowment for the Arts and $25,000 from the Ralph M. Parsons Foundation for the restoration of the Playhouse facade. So far, we have $62,000 raised for the facade restoration campaign, with 2 major grant applications coming in shortly. The team at the Playhouse has worked hard to secure funding, and we're excited to put it to good use once we reach our funding goals. Of course, we also received one of the largest grants ever received by the city, $4.6 million for the development of Marshall Community Park. This is an amazing number, and I'm happy to say that the residents will be able to experience the park later this year. I'll never forget that afternoon where City Council got the phone call to meet very quickly at City Hall because Rebecca had found this opportunity for this grant. And Rebecca, I know how hard you worked on it. I think you had like 24 or 48 hours to get it written and in, and we won it. So thank you for your hard work and diligence. Despite these achievements, I'd like to take a look at several challenges facing the community. When it comes to housing laws, potential residents are still looking for affordable housing within the city. Since lack of funding remains our central challenge, the city is evaluating ways to address the housing situation. With regards to pension obligations, the city has a decades-old policy dedicating a revenue stream to address current and future retirement obligations. This stream has always been sufficient to cover the city's retirement costs. A decade ago, the City Council directed staff to establish an additional CalPERS trust account to address the retirement health care obligations, which we continue to fund on an annual basis. Despite increases in costs, funds from this revenue stream are sufficient so far to cover the city's retirement obligations. So to wrap it up, the city has accomplished quite a bit to make San Gabriel a vibrant, inclusive, and inviting place to live, work, shop, and play as we begin to conclude our current strategic plan. We're very grateful for your time and attention today, and I'd like to thank all of the staff members in this room for their hard work in making this presentation and what you do on a daily basis. If you have a question, please raise your hand for me to call on, but before you speak, please wait for a staff member who will bring over a microphone to you. Before I thank you all again, I have one last thank you, and that is to Mr. Steve Preston. In 2009, Steve was our assistant city manager, and we were looking for a new city manager, and Steve stepped up to the plate and became our interim. And as we began the recruitment process, City Council was all sitting in a room, and we were making a list of what we thought would be good aspects of a new city manager. And once we drilled down that list, it was everything that we had in Steve. So he became our new city manager, and of all the decisions I think I've made in the city, that was my best decision to be a part of that, Steve. I can honestly say I think Steve has accomplished more than any city manager in the city's history in the amount of time that you've had with us. Even though his days are coming to a close, he still has a long list of council objectives that he's trying to accomplish. So he still hasn't given up and won't give up until the first week in January, I'm sure. So Steve, from the bottom of my heart, and I know on behalf of the City Council and former City Council members, thank you for always being there for us, for trying to accomplish all of our goals. And I know it's irritating sometimes because we all have different ones and it's a list that goes on, but you do it so professionally and with such enthusiasm. So thank you so much. We'll truly miss you.